we probably adapted or tried to adapt to give the players a better chance to compete, or so we thought. Whereas, like, if I was to really be true to what I believe in, I would just go for it in the same way every game. Yeah. And that could have led to big defeats, but then we ended up with big defeats anyway so like Liverpool was our biggest one, and at home we went for it and went 1-0 up and was well in the game and doing okay, and then obviously within minutes it can just come crashing the other way. So when you try to change, you have to have a certain amount of players that can adapt to change in that way, and unless you're some of the biggest squads in the world, you don't really get that. Sometimes, and Rangers fans will hate me for saying it, they'll probably hammer me for saying it, but sometimes you have to accept where you are. And at that moment in time, we weren't at the same level as Liverpool in terms of the players that they had in their squad, the way the club had been in so many Champions Leagues consecutively and finals and competing at the top end. We just weren't at the same level as them. Does that mean we could have performed better? Yeah, of course we could have. And there'll always be some things around that. But would we still have lost games? Probably. But sometimes it's just reality, right?
Yeah.
You can't discount is the number of injuries picked up from playing at that level, and they were injuries sustained in games, not training. So you're asking, like Connor Goldson is one of the standouts for me. Been a real stalwart for Rangers, top player, was really, really important to us. Got injured chasing Nunez in the Channel, Ibrox, because he had to do that maybe 6 or 7 times in half an hour, where he might do that twice in a game at most in the SPL on the weekend.
That's a great point, yeah.
So just those things that they're not usually expected to do at the intensity that they have to do them at can cause injury, because you're almost like, you're training players to play a Champions League game that's the opposite of what we get in the SPL. SPL, we are at 80% of the ball most weeks, except for when you play 1 or 2 sides. Yeah. Teams sit really deep against you, so that even the movement patterns, everything that they have to do, the mindset of how they see the game, and then all of a sudden you play against Liverpool, they win the ball, they turn you around, and you're running back towards your own goal every time you lose it. That to cope with that is not easy. And so we ended up with 13 first-team players injured. And then they go, yes, because of what you're doing in training. No, mate, because we didn't have enough time to train. We were literally recovering and playing again. So we didn't get the time to rest fully, get good work into them to go again. It was always trying to do it on the run, which is the nature of the beast, right? And that's why you're in those top tournaments.